Om Ajnanathmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashatari Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Go Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I switch on the lights. Any more light. Give the white tube light. Hare Krishna. On. Ooh, no, band kar do. Bad light. Okay, so 9.17. So if anyone online wants to share a screen, you can share a screen because I'll be reading from a book, or else we'll just read from book. Pitaham asya jagato mata data pitamaha Vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yagure vacha. Translation purport is Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, Sam, and Yajurvedas. Purport. The entire cosmic manifestations, moving and non-moving, are manifested by different activities of Krishna's energy. In the material existence, we create different relationships with different living entities who are nothing but Krishna's marginal energy. Under the creation of Prakriti, some of them appear as our father, mother, grandfather, creator, etc. But actually they are part and parcels of Krishna. Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha. So in that context, Srila Prabhupada is explaining how Krishna Pitamaha is the father, Mata Dhata Pitamaha is the mother, Dhata means support, and Pitamaha is the grandsire. As such, these living entities who appear to be our father, mother, etc., are nothing but Krishna. Why Krishna? Because they're Krishna's energy, marginal energy manifesting from the Lord. In this verse, the word Dhata means creator. Not only our father, mother, part and parcels of Krishna, but the creator, grandmother, grandfather, etc., also Krishna. Actually, any living entity being part and parcel of Krishna is Krishna. All the Vedas therefore aim only towards Krishna. Whatever we want to know through the Vedas is but a progressive step toward understanding Krishna. That subject matter which helps us purify our constitutional position is especially Krishna. Similarly, the living entity is inquisitive to understand all Vedic principles is also part and parcel of Krishna, and as such is also Krishna. In all the Vedic mantras, the word Om, called Pranavaha, is a transcendental sound vibration and is also called Krishna. And because in all the hymns of the four Vedas, Sam, Yajur, Rig, and Atharv, the Pranava or Omkara is very prominent, it is understood to be Krishna. Very, very important verse. Very, very important verse. Pitamaha asya jagatuhu mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama jaju evacha. So everything is Krishna. Everything is manifested from Krishna. That is the point here. As I speak about, there is an immediate cause, remote cause, and then ultimate cause. What Krishna is saying here is already said this several times. In the 7th verse, in the 7th chapter also Krishna said, Mataha paratram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. And then in the 10th chapter, he will say again, Aham sarvasya pravato matha sarvam pavartate. And then in the 14th chapter also, Krishna on the same line will speak again, where he says, 14th chapter, verse number 3 and 4, actually, he makes a point. Aham bija pratahapati. Mama yonirmahadbrahma tasmin garbham dadamiham sambhavas sarvabhutanam tadabhavati bharata. And the fourth, sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiha tasam brahma mahadayonir aham bija pratahapitaha. I am the seed giving father. 9th chapter, verse number 17. Pitaham asya jagato. Is the same meaning? I am the father, asya jagato. And then in the 7th chapter, he says, Mata paratam nanyat kinchit asti janandya. There is no other cause than I. That's the same thing. Then we talked about 10th chapter, in the 7th, 8th verse, he says, Aham sarvasva prabhavo. Everything has come from me. 14th chapter, like this. And then in 15th chapter, Krishna says, Mamai vamsu jiva loka, jiva bhuta sanatana, like that. In almost in every chapter, Krishna is making this point. And it all began from 7th chapter onwards, because now Krishna is actually speaking about himself in every chapter. Despite repeatedly Krishna making this point, yet people can find out some other meanings. Hats off to their bewilderment. I mean, you really have to salute their illusion. Straightforward. Pita aham. Pita means father. Aham means I. Do we need really a complex Sanskrit knowledge? Krishna says, I am your father. But no. Text number 18 now. Gate bharta prabhu sakshi nivasha sharanam surat pravaha pralaya stanam nidhanam bijamavyayam. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi. Gatir, goal. Bharta, sustainer. Prabhu, Malik, Lord. Sakshi, the witness. Nivashaha, abode. Sharanam, refuge. Suhrat, the most intimate. Prabhavaha, creation. Pralayaha, destruction. Sthanam, you can say existence in that way, ground, right? Nidhanam, resting place. Bijam, seed. Avvayam, imperishable. So, now what does this mean? You have to see this, you have to understand this verse in context with the previous verse. Krishna says, Pitaham asya jagatohu mata data pitamaha. I am the father, I am the grandson, I am the mother, I am the sustainer. And then he says here, I am the goal. There is no aham here. But if you read it directly, independently of the previous verse context, then you will not understand. So Krishna is saying, I am this, so that I began from the previous verse. I am Gati, I am Bharta, I am Prabhu, I am Sakshi. So I am the goal, I am the sustainer, I am the master, I am the witness, I am the abode, I am the refuge, I am the most dear friend. Bhoktaram, Yuganatapasam, Sarvaloka, Mahesh, Suradam, Sarvabhutanam. Sakshi, the 13th chapter, Krishna says, what is that? 13th chapter, the famous shloka, 27th shloka, if I'm correct, where Krishna says, one second. These are the things which have been discussed again and again in different times and places. Krishna is speaking the same Bhagavad Gita. 13th chapter. Upadrashta anumanta cha bharta bhokta mahaishvara. Upadrashta, anumanta. I am the permitter. Upadrashta means I am the overseer. I see. So witness is being discussed here, like that. I am the creation, the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. Purport. Gati means destination, we want to go. But the ultimate goal is Krishna. How ultimate is goal is Krishna? Sarvasacham vidhisannivishto mata smrta jnana apohanam cha vedaischa sarver aham eva vedyo vedantakrit vedavid eva aham chaham. Where it is at? 15th verse, chapter 15th verse. Vedaham eva chaha means I am the one who has to be understood from the Vedic knowledge. I am the goal. So I am the goal. When Krishna says Gati, I am the goal. Goal of what? The goal of all Vedic knowledge is to know me. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. One who does not know Krishna is misled. His so-called progressive march is either partial or hallucinatory. Now this is what I find amazing. Everyone proudly when they get into the nationalistic spirit, they say Bhagavad Gita is the most sacred literature. Durga Bhat bhi is यही बोलेगा, Shiv Bhakt भी यही बोलेगा, है ना? Everyone will say this because nobody keeps Shiv Purana, Devi Purana and says this is the most. I mean, they are sacred literature, no doubt about it. But this is what represents Hinduism. What is a literature that represents Hinduism? What is one literature that represents Hinduism? It's Bhagavad Gita. And there Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, who am I? It is not you and I speaking Krishna is God. Because we are devotees of the God, Krishna, so we are saying. Krishna himself is saying. But hallucination is so great that people still don't understand Krishna. That's what point Prabhupada is making. There are many who make as their destination different demigods. And by rigid performance of the strict respective methods, they reach different planets known as Chandralok, Suryalok, Indralok, Mahalok, etc. But all such lokas are planets being creations of Krishna, simultaneously Krishna and not Krishna. Such planets being manifestations of Krishna's energy are also Krishna, but actually they serve only as a step forward for realization of Krishna. To approach the different energies of Krishna is to approach Krishna indirectly. One should directly approach Krishna. I'm kind of emphasizing on the word Krishna again because I want you to highlight one particular thing. Now this is where Krishna is speaking about himself. And you'll see how Prabhupada in every line again and again says Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So we are not only reading Bhagavad Gita, we are also chanting Hare Krishna. This is what is going on right now, if you see. Okay? To approach the different energies of Krishna is to approach Krishna indirectly. One should directly approach Krishna. For that will save time and energy. For example, if there's possibility of going to a top of a building by the help of elevator, why should one go by the staircase, step by step? Everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Therefore, without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Krishna is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him and everything exists on his energy. Krishna, being situated in everyone's heart, is the supreme witness. The residence, countries, or planets on which we live are also Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate goal of shelter. And therefore, we should take shelter of Krishna, either for protection or for annihilation of his distress. And whenever we have to take protection, we should know that our protection must be living force. Krishna is a supreme living entity, and since Krishna is the source of generation, or supreme father, no one can be a better friend than Krishna. Nor can anyone be a better well-wisher. Krishna is the original source of creation and the ultimate rest after annihilation. Krishna is therefore the eternal cause of all causes. You would not have found any puppet like this until now. Imagine if you have to give this, open a copy of Bhagavad Gita, open either 17th or the 18th verse and hand it over to a regular guy. He will say, "Kya Krishna Krishna macha rakha hai? Kitni baar Krishna bologe? Sun to liya Krishna ek baar. Krishna Krishna." I'm seriously telling you, if you want to experiment it. Trust me, you will see his envy get manifest like anything because nobody can tolerate anyone glorified. And here Krishna is being glorified. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. But why Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? You could have written Lord. You could have made it simple. And Prabhupada is also, he makes sure that he humbles that person. Every line, Krishna, Krishna. Now, if you want, if you know the writing skills, you can very, very, very easily paraphrase the whole paragraph and make it more simple in such a way. Krishna is the Gati. He is, generally when we do like this, right? We don't repeat the name again. Let's say Dan Hoffman is a very smart boy. Dan Hoffman is the CTO of the company. Dan Hoffman lives in so-and-so plane. Dan, this is. Arey pagal ho gaya, Dan kar raha hai. Dan is smart boy. He scores good marks. He's good in cricket also. He's this, he's this. But people would not get to chant the name. So here Prabhupada says, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And I would say, do an experiment. Give it to somebody to read it. वो पढ़ते पढ़ते frustrate हो जाएगा. क्या कृष्णा कृष्णा मचा रखा है आप लोगों ने? Text number 19. तापामि अहं वशं निगृह्णामि उत्सृजामि च अमृतं जैव मृत्युश्च सत् असच्चाहम् अर्जुन. All right. Tapami. I give hit. Aham is I. Aham varsham. I give rain. Nigranami. Usajami cha. Nigranami. Withhold. Usajami. Send forth. Amritam. Immortality. Mrityu. Mrityu means death. Sad asad. Sat means spirit, eternal. Asat means matter, which is temporary. Cha aham Arjuna. Aham I Arjuna. So now, abhi previous in verse, Prabhupada was saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Now Krishna is saying I. How it is, Krishna says aham here. All right. Oh Arjuna, I give heat. I withhold and send forth the rain. These are very, very important shlokas. Very important shlokas. This is something which we can even think of memorizing. I am immortality. I am also death personified. Amritam chaiva mrityuscha. Both spirit and matter are in me. What is that shloka? 7.5 and 7.4 and 7.5, right? 7.5 and 7.4 and 5. Bhumirapo naro vayu kamano buddhireva chankar ityante binna prakriti. Krishna says, I am that matter. These are my energies. So both spirit and the next aparyam is also anyam. Krishna says, I am the spirit. The living entity is also my part and parcel. Purports. Krishna, by his different energies, diffuses heat and light through the agency of electricity and the sun. So I give heat. It is not nuclear fusion is giving you heat on the sun. Therefore, sun is called as Surya Narayana. The Surya Narayana, it is mentioned, it is because of Lord, the sun is able to produce heat. During the summer season, it is Krishna who checks rain from falling from the sky. And then during the rainy season, it gives unceasing torrents of rain. Very interesting point. Summer season, Krishna doesn't allow rain to happen. And in autumn and in the rain season, monsoon season, Krishna does not stop rain from occurring. So who sent forth rain? Krishna. Who holds on to the rain? Krishna. The energy which sustains us by prolonging duration of a life is Krishna. And Krishna meets us at the end as death. Wow. What a fantastic thing. So now, what Krishna is the source of energy. So law of gravity is whose energy? Krishna's energy. Now, Krishna sustains us by prolonging the duration of life, and Krishna meets us at the end as death. Now, at the end of life, if during death we have to anyways meet Krishna, there are two ways we can meet Krishna. With our choice, eagerly to wait, or making sure or saying that we don't want to meet Krishna. That is atheism. And when you say so, then Krishna takes senses represented in the form of Yamadutas, who also treat you the same way, that we don't want you, but we're going to drag you to Yamloka. So I am the death personified. By analyzing all the different energies of Krishna, one can ascertain that for Krishna there is no distinction between matter and spirit. In other words, he is both matter and spirit. In the advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, one therefore makes no such distinction. He sees only Krishna in everything. Again, this is a vision which has been discussed often. What is a vision of an advanced person? Just like Prabhupada. Now, there is a class of spiritualists who are called Mayavadis. They say this matter, this world is non-existing. This is illusion, they call it. They say naiti naiti. So they want to they just don't want to do anything with the matter. They think that's Maya. But here, advanced devotee knows matter or spirit both belongs to Krishna. So it has to be used in the service of Krishna. So he would use anything and everything available in the service of Krishna. He would not say naiti naiti. No, I will not. That's the point here. In the advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, one therefore makes no such distinction. Since Krishna is both matter and spirit, the gigantic universal form comprising of all material manifestations is also Krishna. And his pastimes in Vrindavan is two-handed Shyama Sundar playing on a flute are those of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text number 20. Traividyama somapaha. No, this is different. Traividyama somapaha puta papa yagne rishtva swagatim prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divya divideva bhogan. Translation. Those who study the Vedas and drink the soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets. This is one very interesting verse, particularly those who read Bhagavad Gita and those who have special inclination for soma juice. They generally memorize this. And then they come back and clarify, what is this soma juice Krishna is talking about? Which special fruit is this? Seeking the action, seeking the heavenly planets, worshipping me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planets of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. The word Traividya refers to three Vedas, Sam, Raj, Rig. A Brahmana was studied these three Vedas is called Trivedi. And then in Kali Yuga, we have Chaturvedi also. Right? Anyone is very much attached to knowledge derived from three Vedas is respected in society. Unfortunately, there are many great scholars of Vedas who do not know the ultimate purpose of studying them. Therefore, Krishna herein declares himself with the ultimate goal for the three Vedis. Actual three Vedis take shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and engage in pure devotion service to satisfy the Lord. Devotional service begins with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra and side by side trying to understand Krishna in truth. Unfortunately, those who are simply official students of the Vedas become more interested in offering sacrifices to different demigods like Indra and Chandra. By such endeavor, the worshippers of different demigods are certainly purified by the contamination of the lower qualities of nature and are thereby elevated to the higher planetary systems or heavenly planets known as Mahar, Janat, Palok, etc. Once situated on those higher planetary systems, one can satisfy his senses hundreds of thousands of times better than on this planet. Interesting, huh? Prabhupada generally don't miss out any subject matter. Prabhupada didn't spoke anything on the soma juice. Prabhupada didn't touch on it. So I'll give this as a homework for all of you to figure out what is a soma juice. Those who study the Vedas drink the soma juice. What is a special soma juice? Okay, text number 21. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam shine punyamrityalokam vishanti evam tridharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama kama labante. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasures and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, bhutva bhutva praliyate. Again and again they go through the cycle of the samsara. What happens? They return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. This is called Ferris wheel. Puppet. One is promoted to the higher planetary systems, enjoys a longer duration life, better facilities for sense gratification, yet one is not allowed to stay there for forever. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant fruits of pious activities. One does not attain perfection knowledge as indicated in Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Yataha. In other words, he who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life, and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planets and then again coming down as situated on a Ferris wheel, which sometimes goes up and sometimes goes down. All of us would have sat in a Ferris wheel once in a while. And those of you from Ramlila mein lagti thi Ferris wheel. You go up and then you come down. And how many of you have experienced when you go up you are excited and when you come down it is fearful? है ना? देखो यही दुनिया है. When you go up you are excited and when you're kicked from the heavenly planet you come down to the earthly planet you're fearful. Ferris wheel bhi hota hai. The purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply revolves the cycle of birth and death. Text number 22. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana parupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yoga shemam vahamiham. Very, very important verse, beautiful verse. In fact, the whole 9th chapter should be memorized for that reason. Now, here, after 20th and 21st verse, Lord Shri Krishna, after a little bit speaking about those who follow the Vedic path but don't understand him to be the goal of Vedic knowledge, they may get purified of the Vedic knowledge and go to heavenly planets to enjoy, but they come down. Now, what about the devotees of the Lord? Those who are only serving the Lord. The text number 22 talks about it. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Ananyas. Ananya means without cause, without reason. Those who are causelessly or without any reason, but which means without any reason. When you think about somebody without any reason, when you love that person, even if you don't want, the thought will come into your mind. Yes? It just appears, the person appears in your mind. Ananyas chintayanto mam, like that who's concentrating on me. Ye jana parupasate. Parupasate matlab pujana, upasate. Upasana means worship. Tesham nitya bhuktanam. And Tesham nitya abhyuktanam, who is always fixed in devotion. Krishna says, Yoga Shemam Vahami Aham. Yoga Shemam means Yoga Shemam. Shemam is protection, and Vahami Aham. I will protect what he has, and I will provide what he lacks. Very, very important. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transfer form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Puppet. One is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness, cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day, but being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, running the service, cultivating friendship, surrendering fully to the Lord. Such activities are all auspicious, full of spiritual potencies, which make the devotee perfect in self-realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee undoubtedly approaches the Lord without difficulty. This is called yoga. By the mercy of the Lord, such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. Shema refers to the merciful protection of the Lord. The Lord helps the devotee to achieve Krishna consciousness by yoga. And when he becomes fully Krishna conscious, the Lord protects him from falling down to a miserable conditioned life. So the Lord protects. Yoga Shemam Vahamiyam. Shema means protect. You can quickly think of what other verse Krishna says, I protect. Neha Vikramanashasti, second chapter only. Pratyavaya navidyate. Swalpamasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Then in the 10th chapter, verse number 8, 9, 10, 11. Tesham evanukampatam aham ajnana ajam tamaha. I, by my causeless mercy, destroy the ignorance, which is born within your heart by the torchlight of knowledge. I do that. Tesham satattaktanam bhajadam priti dadami buddhi. I give the intelligence by which you can come back to me. So if what I'm trying to make a point here is, if you see the same concept, you find Krishna making the same concepts or repeated references to it again and again. Maybe not the same wordings, same way, like Manmanabha Bhakto Madhyaji Namaskaru. Krishna just speaks as it is, but the concept is the same. I protect. So something which has been repeatedly said cannot be taken lightly. Something you just say once is okay, but when it has been repeatedly said, which means Krishna really means it. When Krishna says I protect, purport. One is unable, purport? Yeah, purport. Text number 23. Now, what about those who are serving or who are worshipping other devatas? Text number 23. Eapyanya devata bhakta yajante shaddayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yanti avidipurvakam. Those who worship other gods, worship them with faith, actually worship only me, O Sanukati, but they do so in a wrong way. Avidhi purvakam. Vidhi purvakam means according to rules and regulations. Avidhi means irregular. Puppets. Persons who engage in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent. Although such worship is offered to me directly. Krishna says, for example, when a man pours water on the leaves and branches of a tree without pouring water on the root, he does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regular principles. Next. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. The different demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the laws made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer this worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the world, of the Lord. The officers and directors are engaged as representatives of the government, and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. That is stated here as Avidhi Purvak. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of demigods. Yesterday in the program at Symbiosis, one of the MBA students asked me at the end of the program, Prabhuji, we know how to fulfill our physical need. We are hungry, we can eat. We are thirsty, we can drink. But how do we fulfill the spiritual need or spiritual hankering? I said, wow, wonderful question. To ask a question, how do I fulfill my need? I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the soul. So how do I fulfill my soul's desires? So how do you fulfill the soul desire is being addressed here. How do you fulfill the soul desire? When a man pours water on the leaves, you cannot satisfy the tree by pouring water on the leaf or the branches. but you can satisfy the tree by pouring water on the root. Similarly, the nature of the soul is to serve, and that service propensity attains its perfection when that propensity is engaged in the service of the Lord. So when we serve Krishna, who is the root, that's what we read just now, Krishna is the root of all. This is what is the discussion. So if you serve Krishna, then what happened? The whole creation gets nourished, which means all your relatives, all your family members, the whole society, the whole world would be benefited out of it. It's a different thing that you may not necessarily see it immediately. Just like when you water the seed, when you sow the seed, do you get the fruit immediately? The one who does not know of it, he'll think, अरे एक हफ्ता हो गया पानी डालते हुए आम का पेड़ नहीं निकला अभी तक. It takes time. It may grow in a certain way, it may not grow in a certain way. So similarly, to say that, oh, I'm serving the root of the tree, which means I'm serving Krishna, why I still see so much conflict going around, etc., etc., why so many people are not supporting my decision to serve Krishna? Well, just keep on doing it. The fruit will fructify. That's the point here. Last verse for today, text number 24. Aham sarva yajnana bhukta cha prabhurev cha na tumam abhijananti tatvena taschaiva yanti te. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. So what happens to them? They all fall down. They stay in the material world. Purport. It is clearly stated it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performance recommended in the Vedic scriptures. Actually, all of them are meant for satisfying Krishna. Yajna means Vishnu. Chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated one should only work for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu. The perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varnashram, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says in this verse, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, everyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord. Although that is not pure devotion, they will thus achieve the desired result. Hare Krishna. And now, so these verses which we are reading now is about these 2-3 verses about worship of the Devatas and what is the result. Text number 25 is on the same line. I'll just quickly give the summary of it. And next day, tomorrow is Sunday, right? So Sunday morning we'll not have class. Monday morning when we meet, when we start on 26. So what is 25 talks about it? Now, what is the destination of different worshippers? Yanti Deva, Vrata Devan. So those who are worshipping Deva, Vrata Devan, they go to the planets of Devtas. Pitranti, Pitrvataha, those who are worshipping the Pitras forefathers, they go to Pitralok. Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja, those who are worshipping modern day politicians, they go to Bhutalok. I mean, those who are worshipping all demons, they go to the planet of demons. Yanti Madhyajino Pima. Yanti, matlab jana. Madhyajino, Yajino. Apimam. Mad. One who worships me, he comes to my abode. Like that. Purport. If one has a desire to go to the moon, sun, or the planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended for that purpose, such as a process technically known as Darsha Paurnamasi. These are vividly described in the 40 activities portion of the Vedas, which recommends a specific worship demigods situated in different heavenly planets. One can attain Pitta planet by performing specific yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets to become a yaksha, raksha, pishash. Pishash means black art, so black magic. There are many men who practice black art and they think that it is spiritualism, but such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of God only achieves the planets of Vaikuntha or Krishna Loka without doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that by simply worshipping the demigods, one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pitas, achieve the Pita planet, or by practicing black arts, achieve the ghostly planets. Why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna? Unfortunately, many people have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live, and because they do not know of them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahmajyoti. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life, go back home, back to Godhead. This verse once again debunks the idea all paths lead to same goal. No. If you worship Devatas, you go to their abode. If you worship Pita, you go to their abode. And if you worship Vishnu or Krishna, you come to his abode. With that, we conclude our discussion for today. We shall read continue it on Monday onwards. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful weekend. And